Today we are learning about the coordinate plane. Please copy down the standard benchmark indicator on a clean page in your math notebook. The student will identify, represent, order, and compare integers. Graphing points on a coordinate plane. Parts of a coordinate plane. The x-axis is the horizontal number line going from left to right. The y-axis is the vertical number line going up and down. The origin is the place where the two number lines meet. Quadrants are the four sections created by the two number lines. A point in a coordinate plane is represented by an ordered pair. The x-coordinate is always first, and the y-coordinate is always second. They're always within parentheses, and they're always separated by a comma. To locate point 4, -3, start at the origin. Move to the 4 on the x-axis, we go to the right on the x-axis, and then we move to -3 on the y-axis. So we go down and we put a point where the 4 line on the x-axis and the -3 line on the y-axis cross. And that's point 4, -3. It's in quadrant 4. As you can see, the quadrants are labeled using Roman numerals. Quadrant 1 is the positive, so the x-coordinates and the y-coordinates are positive. And then it counts counterclockwise. So quadrant 2 is the left, quadrant 3 is the bottom left, and quadrant 4 is the bottom right. Graph and label these points on the coordinate plane. If we look at the coordinate plane to our right, they've already graphed and labeled points A, B, C, D, E, and F. So our first point is going to be labeled G. So we look at number 1, we have 4, 1. We know the first number tells us where to go on the x-axis. So we go over to 4 on the x-axis, and then we go up to 1 on the y-axis, and we put our dot right there. And then we're going to label that point G. For 2, we have -3, 3, so we're going to label this point H. So we go over to -3 on the x-axis, and then up to +3 on the y-axis. Put a point and label it H. For 3, we're going to label this point I. So we go over to 2 on the x-axis, and it says 0 for the y, so this point is actually going to be on the x-axis. For 4, we have 4, -2, so we go over to 4 on the x-axis and down to -2 on the y-axis, and we're going to label this point J. For 5, we have points -2, 4. So we go over to -2 on the x-axis and up to +4 on the y-axis, and we're going to call this point K. For 6, we have point -3, -4, so we go over to -3 on the x-axis and down to -4 on the y-axis, and we're going to label this point L. For 7 through 10, we need to write the ordered pair for each point. So we look for point A, and we have to go over to -4 on the x-axis and then up to +4 on the y-axis. Remember, an ordered pair is always written within the set of parentheses. The x-coordinate always goes first, followed by a comma, and then the y-coordinate. For 8, we have point B, so we need to go over to -2 on the x-axis and up to +2 on the y-axis. For point D, we need to go to 3 on the x-axis and -2 on the y-axis. Finally, for E, we need to go to -2 on the x-axis and -2 on the y-axis. Geometry. If you're drawing points B, C, D, and E in order, what shape is the figure? So go ahead and with me, take your pencil, and we're going to connect those 4 dots to create a 4-sided shape. And if we look there, the shape we have created is a trapezoid because it has 4 sides, but only 2 of the sides are parallel. Reasoning. In what quadrant will a point with a negative x coordinate and a positive y coordinate be located? So if we look at our coordinate plane up here, we need a negative x coordinate, so we know we're going to be on the left side of it. And then we need a positive y coordinate, which puts us up in the top left square. And if we look at our coordinate plane up at the top where we have all the quadrants labeled, we know that is quadrant 2. And remember, quadrants are always numbered using Roman numerals. Please make sure you have all of the work copied down and glue this page in your math notebook.